All right, episode 15, Koderhandt, Wask, NCAA championships, recap, 2 All-Americans, first time since 2009. It's crazy. It was an emotional roller coaster of a week. A lot of highs, some lows, ended on some highs. I'm sure you guys, that's from personal experience. I'm sure it was even more significant for both of y'all. But how's it feel to be back on the yard, and has it kind of sunk in yet with everything?
I think for me, yes, it sunk in Sunday night when I got up into my bed. I was like, man, I don't have to wake up for practice in the morning and forever again. So that was weird. I don't really remember what life was like before wrestling. So, um, a really big part of my life is, I'm done competing now. Not that I'm done with the sport at all. I'll definitely still be around the guys, but it's weird. It's really weird. No, I don't. I didn't have to work out Monday or Sunday night to get my weight back down for the next weekend. Yeah, a lot of different feelings going on. Some good, some bad.
You're probably like Ricky Bobby, like, what do I do with my hands?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you've had
Literally,
this routine for 4 years, and now it's like,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm gonna I'm gonna have to find different hobbies now.
What about you, Danny? Has it kind of sunk in, like being back on the yard? The NCAA championships is nice because you can you remove yourself from the stresses of the Annapolis and everything. Like, you don't think about that stuff at all while you're out there. And now that you're back, does it feel different, or like has it sunk in, or you're different from Josh in the sense that like you still have 2 more years to compete, but I know you're going to take a little bit of time off.
Yeah, I don't really know how I feel, honestly. Like, I just got a ton of schoolwork. I'm just really behind right now. I'm just trying to claw my way back. But that's really it. I don't know.
So it's not as you didn't get to come back and celebrate as much as or decompress as much as you probably would like.
No.
Definitely not. Okay.
No.
All right. Well, what classes are you working through?
Physics, ethics, both my history classes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you missed a whole week of school, so.
And then a little bit before that, too, because we had that spring break, and then we had like 2 days, but before the spring break, we went to conference, and I missed a couple days from conference, so it was like, yeah.
Well, good thing you're built different.
We'll be back. Clawing back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is, I mean, I vividly remember this part of the academic year being the most enjoyable because, like kind of Josh said, like you don't have to worry about making weight anymore. Like the weather's starting to get better, so you can spend some time outside. The professors are at that point of the year too, where it's like we just have like weeks left until finals and grad week, and so it's kind of you'll be clawing back for a little bit, but I mean, this is always the fun time of the academic year, if there is a fun part of the year. I don't even think I like started this by saying this. I know I've spoken to you guys both offline, but huge props, congrats. It really was. I know everybody's giving me a hard time about the video that was on Instagram and that you guys have seen about me like laughing in the background from like Josh's emotional win in the blood round. But like, if there was a camera on me, you would have seen like tears. It was the camera shaking. Like to see you guys pour your your heart out the entire year for something, and then for you to finally get it done. It was very cool to witness every step of that, every chapter of that this year. And I can't imagine what it would have felt had I been, with you, Josh, for the last 4 years, because I know you've come this close and you've continued to get closer and closer. So congrats again. And, obviously incredibly proud of both you guys. How are you guys feeling physically? Like Josh, you and I were talking about this earlier, but really there's no way to mirror or prepare for a weekend where you're going to get 6 or 7 matches against the best dudes in the country. Like you just can't prepare your body for something like that. And so like, where are you guys at physically?
Yeah. We talked about this earlier, but I don't think I've wrestled one tournament in my life where I wrestled, probably not in my life. I'm sure I wrestled when I was a kid, but in college at least. Sophomore year, Vegas, I wrestled 8 matches. And this year I wrestled 7, and that's the second most. I've never wrestled 7 at any other tournament. And not only did I wrestle 7 matches, but I wrestled the kid who got 5th, 3rd, 5th again, 8th, 7th.
7th? Okay.
The kid I wrestled in the blood round was he was the 7 seed. So I wrestled 7 really tough matches, 4 overtime. I've definitely never wrestled a tournament. It's been tough in the past, but this was by far the toughest tournament I've ever wrestled. And then on top of all that, me and Danny aren't in the same boat, but he's still going back and cutting weight. I'm going back to the hotel and I'm like 9 pounds over every night. Friday night after the blood round, well, then we had to wrestle another match. I didn't get back to the hotel and start working out until like 11:15. So I didn't get done working out until 12 o'clock. And then I had to wake up again and work out at 6. You're doing all that on very little sleep, and you're also watching your weight throughout the day. It is a freaking grind. I'm sure, Danny, I know we did a little interview before and I said this tournament sucks. It's not fun at all. Obviously the wrestling part's a lot of fun. Winning big matches is fun. And Danny had the opposite. He was like, I love this tournament. It's so much fun. Yeah. I'm sure your perspective on it now going through 3 days is a little bit different. But I'm pretty beat up. I can't hardly turn my neck. But other than that, I'm surprised I'm not way more sore than I am, honestly.
Yeah. What about you, Danny?
I like the tournament still. It is you just gotta enjoy the process. It's just you're gonna make the weight. You're gonna do what it takes.
Yeah.
You're gonna wrestle the matches. You're gonna wrestle I don't know. Gonna wrestle in front of the people. I still like the tournament a lot. But what was the question?
How you feeling physically? Because you had, I think, 6 matches in Vegas, 5 or 6, but
6.
Yeah, but your bracket was pretty much the NCAA tournament. Both of y'all's was, but I don't. There's no way to mirror that in training. So I just didn't. I don't know. Are you feeling good, or is it you're walking a little funny this week?
No, I feel all right. Shit happens when you're sore. We work out hard. We get sore. We know how to act when we're sore. So it's nothing new. It's just a different day. It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Josh, you bring up a good point. I'm gonna direct this question at Danny first, but you bring up a good point about all the stuff behind the scenes. From a spectator's point of view, it's just you turn on the TV and there's a lot of wrestling going on. But in the grand scheme of things, it's spread out across 3 days, and it's kind of like at inconvenient times, and the way that you have prepared your entire life as far as like your timing your warm up and how much food you can eat, like throw all of that routine and stuff out the window, because you might be 141 and 174, but you're going to have there's breaks, like there's TV commercials, there's there's stuff that is going on in the background, and then you get home at midnight and you got to worry about cutting weight. So there's a lot of stuff in the background that like the spectators don't see. So I guess like Danny, I'll kind of direct this question at you first, but like talk us through the week from your perspective. So like from somebody who isn't on the floor competing or in the coach's corner, like what are some of the things that you guys see that might be different than from a normal wrestling tournament? Like when you get there Tuesday, what's the arena like? What's the back room like? What's it like walking out of the tunnel? And it goes from being a really quiet space in the back to going on the floor when you can't hear anything in the corner. How that changes from Tuesday all the way to Saturday.
Yeah, so we drove up Tuesday after school, got to the hotel. I mean, I was really light going into NCAAs. So like I was able to have a Philly cheesesteak when I got there. But it was like it was pretty cool. Like you start seeing everybody, like you see like the big names of the sport, and you're like, oh, like that guy's here. All right, whatever. And then like as you get closer, we wrestled at the venue Wednesday. Obviously, there's no butts in the seats yet, but it's like, all right, like this is what it's gonna be. I'm just gonna have to do it. And then Thursday was super fun. Felt like I wrestled well. I mean, crowd was great. For getting the first one out of the way is a big one. Yeah. I mean, second day, you're weighing in. I didn't have to lose too much the first night. Same deal. You got to get the first one out of the way. But it's like the quarterfinals of the NCAA tournament, so it's like a really big deal. Luckily for me and Josh, we both won all of our matches to that point. So then it was like either like you win a match, you go back to the hotel, or just like, or if like you were in the background, you were battling it out. But Josh and I kept winning. So then pretty much for the first day and a half of competing, it was wrestle a match, go back, which is pretty nice for us. And then obviously the matches started piling up the last day. The back room is super neat. Something that stuck out to me was, day 3, where you got 8 people left. And we were walking by this one tent, and it was just empty. And, they brought 7 other guys, made a big deal out of it, but none of them really made the podium. So it was interesting to see, We talk a lot about it. You bring your heavy hitters. But I feel like that's important.
What about sorry, I got a cold or something going on, but what about the being able to laser in and focus? You seem to, or at least you expressed to me during the tournament, that transitioning from the tunnel to the mat, going from you're with your comfort zone with your coaches to the arena floor, all the lights, the announcer, you did a good job of like channeling that out, like, or what's going through your mind there? Because I explicitly remember, a decade ago, that messed me up. Like that was something that I never like got to practice that, so it bothered me. You're wrestling, and like I know you can hear Brian Hazard and the other guy like from the United States Naval Academy, like you hear them talking about Brock Hardy right next to you, or you hear them talking about Dean Hamady like wrestling next to you while you're wrestling. But that's not something you normally get at other tournaments. But you made it sound like you were able to just tunnel vision and block that out. Is that
Yeah,
something that you were worried about?
I mean, I had a little bit of practice from last year, and like I was saying, it was like important to get the first one out of the way. Not even like keeping your head down, but like I just tell myself like focus. Like whenever I start to like wander, like let my thoughts like win, I just say focus and try to lock myself back in. Whether it's like first, second, or third period, just focus because that's all you can do. So just block the rest of it out. Because sometimes, like, say there's a pin, the crowd goes bonkers. Like you can't let it fuel you. You just gotta focus. So it's just...
Yeah. What about you, Josh? Talk us through your week from your perspective, things that stood out. I think you kind of did that already, talking about the cut and weight stuff, but like, how is this tournament different than the previous 3 that you've been to, or how is it the same? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely a lot more on the line for me
Yeah.
this year. So that was a big thing for me. It's like, man, if I don't do it now, I'm never gonna. But I mean, yeah, we got there Tuesday, cut a little weight. Wednesday morning, went got a roll, and like, I mean, it happens every year. We were driving over to the arena. I'm like, squishy mats. You get squishy mats. Like, even the mats at the national tournament they're different than what you're wrestling on all year. Like,
Yeah.
like as soon as you step on the mat, you're like, it's something's different here. And then obviously you're in a way bigger arena than you are, and then you're in Philadelphia, and the biggest wrestling state in the country. So it's packed. I mean, Thursday morning session was sold out. Everybody was there, which is not. I mean, it's not normal for that tournament. Yeah, I mean that was, and it was how Danny said. Wrestle a match, go back to hotel, take a nap, wrestle a match, cut some weight, go to bed. It's just a lot of. It's 3 days of wrestling, working out, and sleeping, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then like on the crowd part, I'm kind of the opposite way. I try not to channel it out, like at least before my matches. Like my freshman and sophomore year, I was not that way. I listened to music before my matches up until I stepped on the mat, pretty much, and tried to just completely avoid it and act like it wasn't there. But
Yeah.
it is there. So I stopped doing that. I stopped listening to my music like 3 matches before, and I'm like, here in the crowd. I like to watch the wrestling. Some people like to not think while they're wrestling. I am not that way. I think I'm better when I'm thinking about what I'm doing and what he's trying to do. And then I walking out to the mat. I like to look around. I'm like, there's a lot of people here. That's pretty cool. It's a good opportunity for me to showcase what I got in front of almost 20,000 people. But yeah, then when I get on the mat, normally I don't hear anything. It's just like I wrestle and sometimes can recall what happened, sometimes can't. I'm just wrestling. But there were a couple times this weekend where something crazy happens on the mat next to you and you hear it, and you hear the crowd go wild and the announcer. And so that was different. I did hear that a couple times this weekend, and I remember, I think it was during my second match, something happened. I heard the announcer. I was like, oh, I thought to myself, like, oh, that's weird. I hear that.
Yeah.
And then you snap out of it real quick. You get back to doing what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you saw the numbers, but yeah, you're right. It was about 19,000 people in there consistently each round.
Yeah.
Which is definitely the biggest crowd that I've seen even session 1, it was like close to sold out. The arena was
I think it was sold out.
Yeah. And then the what's the round? The round after the blood rounds, or no, maybe
the medal round.
The medal round. Even the medal round.
It's weird. The medal round's weird because you go from Friday night blood round semis, probably my favorite day of the year. The coolest round of wrestling in the world, probably. And then after that, everybody goes out and parties and drinks all night, and they don't want to wake up Saturday morning. So there's about half as many people there, and the arena is silent. Because I mean, everyone's just, the people who are there, they just want to watch wrestling, watch good matches. So it's weird. It's really cool, but it's weird.
Well, you kind of alluded to it, so I think we'll transition to it here. I'm gonna pull up each of y'all's blood round matches, and I kind of just want you guys to talk us through the situation, what's going through your mind, and maybe right afterwards. Actually, definitely right afterwards. There's a great shot of you, Josh. Just like, I mean, you just look. I mean, I'll pull it up here. Your face is just you're just wearing this wave of relief. But so for context, we're in overtime here. I think it's 1-1. Writing time's not a factor. The first overtime, right? 1-1.
Yeah.
And I think
this is like 20 seconds into the overtime period.
Yeah, it's not long. You're so patient the entire weekend about and calculated with everything. So I think Jameson maybe got a little impatient. And
that's exactly what it was. I mean, the whole match, I was waiting for him to take the bad shot. And I don't even think this was a bad shot, but it wasn't a perfect shot, and I capitalized on it is pretty much what happened.
You know what? I'm going to put the volume on it because I think that's important too.
Yeah, here you are. There it is. I think I've watched the video probably 10 times just so I can hear your laugh. I go back through, like, if I come across it once, I watch it probably 10 times, and I look at different things. Like, one time I'll look at me, the next time I'll look at Colat, the next time I'll look at Blaze. I mean, it is a pretty awesome video. Obviously, I'd rather get a nice easy tech fall in the blood round, but if you're gonna win a close match, I think this is a pretty cool way to do it. And then it was a sigh of relief. It was I finally did it. Finally, and it wasn't, all the hard work wasn't for nothing. That's exactly what that was. And I'm sure anybody who was looking at me could tell and knew exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, it was the video does a decent job. I don't know if it'll translate into the podcast sound or whatever, but the place did explode. This is the blood rounds. And for everybody that doesn't remember or know, like, the inner mats are the semifinals, but the outer mats are the ones that everybody's looking at.
Yeah.
And Brock Hardy's right next to you. He's looking at you, like he's watching your match right before he's about to go. And then when you get that takedown, like, the place explodes, like they're watching you.
Oh yeah. I got lucky because lucky, some would say unlucky. I got the toughest match in the blood round. So yeah, I'm pretty sure and then it's overtime. I'm pretty sure just about everybody in that arena was watching my mat. Yeah, I did not hear a single thing. I have an idea of what I said right after I got the takedown. I probably shouldn't say it on here. Keep it PG-13, but I don't really know. All I know is he got in on a double leg and I was on top of him. And that's all I remember from that moment pretty much. Don't remember the hand smack. I do remember this little scream I do right there. I remember that. My voice, I don't think much really came out. I think I was using my voice too much. And then I do remember seeing you and pointing at you.
Yeah. That's pretty epic, man. And awesome. Like you said, I think you'll never forget that moment. You'll probably never forget that feeling, and the fact that it was an overtime victory makes it that much more special. So definitely a more dramatic finish than Danny Wask's little heart hands to, I don't even know who he's looking at. But we're gonna pull that up now. Where are you? Who did you wrestle? Penn?
Yeah.
Penn? Yeah, dude, you looked really, really good in the beginning of this match. Got right in on the leg. Let's add it to the stage here. There's the underhook.
Yeah, funny little tidbit. Like the second I got a takedown, I just adrenaline dumped. And I had a really hard time like locking it back in. So then it was just about finding a way to win after that first takedown.
I'd say you stayed pretty locked in. Like you rode the guy hard, questionable stall calls, but you were very strategic. I think you were very loose in the beginning of this match. Then there's halfway through you kind of tightened up, but then at the end you loosened back up too. Like I'll pull it up after this. That was just beautiful shot, beautiful finish. You didn't rush it. That was really well done. We'll pull it up in a second, but the end of the third, he gets in deep, and you just kept wrestling. Like, had you tightened up, he probably would have finished that shot.
Yeah. Also, I guess this kid and I have a little bit of history. So he was on my team at Blair with me my freshman year when I was a 106 pounder and he was the 152. He was also a 106 back in his day, but yeah, so it was a little Blair on Blair crime.
Yeah. So he was a senior your freshman year, is that what you said?
Yeah.
I feel like you wrestle a Blair kid every weekend.
It happens.
It happens. All right, let's go to the
heart.
Oh, I totally almost got taken down. Yeah, I think it's right after this. Yeah, it's right after this exchange.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, I was taking my time to get back to the middle, taking the scenic route a little bit.
Yeah. Context here, you're up.
By Ryan time. 4-3 maybe is Ryan time.
I think it is. Yeah, it's 4-3 plus a minute of riding time because he's got 2 escapes and then a stall call. And we're late in the third period here. Yeah, in deep. Yeah, I've never seen you do that, but like that was slick.
Then just back to baseline.
What was going through your head here? Because there was not a lot of time to make adjustments and react to this.
When he got in super deep, I was thinking that I had to get out and save my riding time. So we'd be tied.
Yeah.
That was on like my roll down. But then I landed in a spot where so then I just kept.
Say that last part again. You're kind of going in and out. Can you hear me?
Me either. He's frozen. There he is.
Can you hear me, Danny? Danny.
Yeah. Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, you kind of cut out for a second. You said you got him back to a spot you were more comfortable with, and then it cut out. I don't remember what you said.
Yeah, just back to baseline.
Oh, back to baseline. Okay. And then you were very cognizant of the clock here. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Coder had his moment where he took him down, where he felt like all the work had paid off. And you might be able to see it with this angle, but like he gets down and I look at the clock a little bit, I run him to the edge, and I look again, and it's about like 8 seconds, 5 seconds. Then I huck it back to the middle.
Yeah, what is he doing right there? Because I obviously am looking at you. He's just like accepted it at this point. Like,
so there was about 5. It was either 8 or 5, but like there was that much time left, and I pushed him all the way. Like he was touching the other mat, so I kind of just took off. I mean, He wasn't going to catch me, but yeah, maybe he was accepting it a little bit. And then also,
to
explain the heart, it was Peyton Thomas and Blaze, and I think Kale were running down to go. Like,
were you looking at us?
Yeah, I was looking at you guys, and like nobody saw me, so I threw y'all a heart, but nobody gave one back.
I didn't see that. Okay.
And then I was just kind of
we thought you were looking at some girl or something.
No.
So I get the point from Josh, and then you're giving your heart to Kale and Blaze.
Sure.
There you go. Definitely different reactions, different like dramatic endings. You know, what's going through your head here? Like, you did it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's really it. Just won a match. Probably one of the more important ones I've ever wrestled. Just like happy, like all the work I've done, all the rocks, all the rocks, all the dumb shit I've done. You know, it was for a cause, for a decent one. I'm just happy to make a little bit of history with Josh.
Yeah,
because
for sure,
can't be alone on the podium. So
you guys did. You etched your names into history of Navy wrestling forever. And Josh, you actually said this in your Intermat interview afterwards. So I mean, obviously I know both you guys. I know where you guys weren't done. Like, you guys were going to finish third. Like, that was the mindset. But it was a competition between you two. Like, you're like,
oh yeah,
you guys were feeding off each other. So maybe elaborate on that. It was like, you told the guy, like, I want to place higher than him, you know, like,
yeah.
Like, yeah.
He asked me like about the competition in the room, and I was like, well, I got another guy that's about to wrestle here right now. Like I'd like to place higher than him. And yeah, I mean, I did. I hoped, probably bad timing. I probably should have elaborated that I do hope he does place, because it might have sounded like, hey, if he loses, I win. Which obviously, but yeah, then I also hoped, like, yeah, I hope both of us get third. That'd be freaking awesome. But if we don't both get third, I hope I place higher than Danny. And I'm sure he felt the same way, because now he's going to have to listen to me for probably the rest of his life saying, hey, I got sixth and you got eighth. But that won't last long. He's got 2 more years, and he's gonna beat me. No doubt in my mind about that. He better, at least. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you know exactly where I'm going with this conversation. Like I've got notes over to the side, and every time you talk, you're like getting to the next point. I keep asking you guys how you feel, like has it sunk in type thing, like, but I haven't really asked you this explicitly, Josh. Like, you're a senior, like this is it. You're not done with wrestling, like you said, but was it worth it?
Absolutely. Yes, it was definitely worth it. I obviously didn't reach my end goal with the sport. And I think I'm somewhat okay with that. Because I learned a lot. I made a lot of really good friends. My best friend at home, who I've known since I was 6 years old. He came and watched me this weekend. My brother, he's also one of my best friends, because of probably a lot because of wrestling. And I got all the guys on the team that I'm sure a lot of them will be in my wedding one day, and I'll be in touch with them for the rest of my life. Yeah, it's, again, didn't reach the end goal, but sometimes, like they say, it's not always about the destination; it's about the journey. Yeah, I'm not done with wrestling by any means. I mean, I'm still here for another year. Gonna help out as much as I can. We got a guy coming in next year to replace me. I'd like to get him as good as I can while I'm here. And then obviously Danny, want him to get his picture up on the wall in the room. Yeah.
Yeah, you made a good point. Like, the relationships and all the people that have been there for the journey and all that stuff. Like, and you can't look back on any of it and be disappointed. Like, yeah, like you said, you set out with the intent of coming back on top of the podium, and we all do. But the reality of it, the truth of the matter is, like, that's something that very few people can say that they've done, and whatever. Not that that's an excuse, but I know, and I can say confidently in your situation that you can look back on your life and your experiences with this and not have any regret, because that you did everything right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that, I mean, that's what Colat said to me. We were walking up after I got my trophy, and like, thank you for everything that you've done. He's like, you're different because, I said I was going to do something, and I did everything that I could to make sure that happened. Everything I thought I needed to do to make sure that happened. Where, there's a lot of guys that they say they want it, but they don't want to do the things that it's going to take, because it's not fun. Some of the stuff I've done is pretty insane, honestly. But I at least had the balls to do it and try.
You gave yourself a chance.
Yeah, I gave myself a chance. I mean, I still believe that if we wrestled this tournament tomorrow, or if we wrestled it this weekend and the following weekend, and we wrestled it 100 more times, I'm coming out on top. I'd say 25 of those. I still think I'm the best, even though I don't have the trophy to show it.
Yeah.
I still think I'm the best.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that I think we need to inspire in the rest of the guys in the room is like that unwavering belief and confidence. I mean, because like you said, it's one thing to say it. It's another thing to back it up with your work ethic and that type of stuff. But then shifting your mind in that competitive spirit in a way that I think you exemplify better than anybody I've really ever met. Like you wholeheartedly believed every time you put your foot on the line that you were gonna throw them to their back or you're gonna win. So,
and it's not just the wrestling. I mean, Danny, what happened last week with football?
Yeah.
How mad was I that I freaking lost a game of football to you?
Yeah, you lost to a crippled kid, bum.
Danny cheated in a game of football. I'm pissed. I said some very mean things to him after, and that's how I think everybody should be. You should be trying to win everything.
Yeah,
and I know Danny's that way, and that's why we're the two on this podcast right now.
Yeah. Same question to you, Danny. Like, the only difference between you and Josh at this point is like you're not done. You got 2 more years, and you know now what that feeling what that feeling feels like. But shit, you also know what it takes to get there, and all the stuff behind the scenes, the hours, the days, the weeks, the months of sacrifice for that moment of accomplishment. What is your feelings on all of that, knowing you got to do it 2 more times?
I get the opportunity to, so it's like it's good. Just got to make the most of it. I mean, seeing Josh do it, I know Josh did all the right things, so just got to keep doing the right things. And kind of like something I like to think, it's like when you win, it's good. When you lose, that sucks. But it's like when in doubt, you just got to build off it and then just like become better. So like I took 8th this year, but like I'm not going to take 8th next year. I'm going to do better. Like I was pissed after Vegas because I took 4th my plebe year. I took 6th this year. Like I was pissed. My bracket was way better, but that's still like not really an excuse for me. Like whenever I'm going out to compete, I'm trying to find ways to do better, to build off of the things I've done in the past. And honestly, like I just want to build a team and make it as good as I can.
Yeah.
And like improve the guys around me before, I call it quits. So the only way to really do that is just by building off of, a good performance. I felt it like I felt like the best guys. And I'm not far off, so it's right there. So it's up to me really.
So you wrestled Kasak?
Nope.
Oh, Haynes. I get those two mixed up for some reason. Haynes.
I wrestled the 3rd, the 4th, and the 7th.
Yep.
And the 1 and the 2 and the 6 are gone after this year.
1, 2, and 6.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're ceiling, like you're gonna just keep growing. Like there's so much getting that taste. Like I hope and I am confident in saying that like the taste of this past weekend will inspire you to make new changes. Like and realize that you are what you are capable of, and you'll find avenues of growth beyond technical stuff. Like there's so many aspects to this game that I think like the sport has evolved beyond a 7-minute match and what you do in between. There's the recovery, there's the nutrition, there's the sports psych, getting enough sleep, which, the way you talk to like that's all stuff that people look to improve on beyond the technique and strategy that you do in the 7 minutes. And I think I hope that this past weekend will give you a little bit of taste of how far you could go and starting to expand on some of those other areas, because that's going to give you the edge. Like what really, I mean, both of you guys wrestled 3 or 4 guys that got on the podium in your journey to the podium yourself, and the margin of difference between you guys, Brock Hardy and Mendez traded wins this year. Same with Bartlett and yeah. So it's like, and it's the same at 74. O'Toole and Hannity, like they went back and forth. Same with Haynes. I think Haynes beat Hannity earlier in the year too. I don't remember, but whatever. It's like a fraction of a difference and very rarely is it like, oh, this guy has more technique. It's like who showed up and who did everything right the night before or the day of, like, so finding ways to edge yourself in front of people, I think will help you jump levels even more than you did this year. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Like, you're probably still in like decompress mode. Like you said, you got physics and stuff going on, but like maybe you have already thought about your growth, like areas that you're trying to, cause it's not just technique, like I was saying.
Yeah. So, I guess to compare after like last NCAA, so like NCAA is my plebe year, I was ready to take a break. Like it was go, and then I was just ready to take a break. But like I kind of want an event this weekend. So. But also like I was thinking about doing like seniors in Vegas this year. But I know I'm a little banged up, so it's probably better if I like get healthy and make sure I can, make my run next year rather than, go not compete at 100% in less than a month. So
yeah.
I mean, it all starts in the room, just doing everything right. And that's where like my belief comes in, is my preparation. Like I think I worked harder than Josh. Josh probably thinks he works harder than me in the room, but like I know that I'm doing like my best in the room and I'm busting my ass day in, day out. So it's like I'm gonna keep that up because that's something guys can like try to do. Not try to do, it's something they should be doing, but it's like it'll just help build and like just in total like be the best team we can be.
Yeah, you hope that your actions can be emulated by everybody around you, and certainly Josh's work ethic and David Key's work ethic, and all those guys that have had success before you, hopefully rubbed off on you and inspiring that next guy. Hopefully somebody looks at you both and is like, I saw the blood, sweat, and tears that they put into this, and am I willing to make those sacrifices and that commitment to accomplish it? Like that's a personal choice, but finding that guy or finding those guys to rub off on is huge. And I know you got, Josh, you've been here for 4 years. You've made your impact. And like you said, you'll be around for another year to hopefully rub off on some more people. And Danny, you're still building on that legacy and creating that impact. You'll be an upperclassman next year. I think the mindset changes too when you go from youngster to second class year, from Bancroft and in Lejeune. Like you're different. You're going to be looked at differently, and that's important as well to think about. What else, guys? What else?
I don't know.
You know what it probably was, Josh? It was the golf.
What?
It was the golf we played.
Probably. We played what, 3 times?
Yeah.
3 times over spring break?
Yep.
You guys go to what? What's the place called y'all go to?
We went to a couple different courses. Queenstown over by you.
Queenstown.
Yeah. Renditions. I don't remember where else we went.
You say Queenstown's nice.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice.
Is that where they do the Brennan Looney tournament?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. I don't even have a set of clubs.
I do. I just bought a new driver today, actually.
Dang. Like online?
No, at the store. I didn't have class. I didn't have class today.
Oh.
So I did some activities today.
You went to Golf Galaxy and got a new driver?
Yeah.
Yeah. Danny, you got a set?
Yeah, I think my set's in Josh's car.
No, it's in the red room now. I took it out.
Oh, okay, sweet.
I had 4 sets of clubs in my car.
Yeah, no, that's good. I was wondering where those went. Yeah. We'll probably get to play again, you know. I'll show you my technique. Grip it and rip it, baby.
Who's got the best drive?
Me.
Josh, you could tell him. You don't have to lie.
Danny, when Danny hits the ball, it goes far, but sometimes he doesn't hit the ball.
I do swing and miss, but it's also like if I get the ball, it's like gonna go.
It's gone. It's out of here.
It's not good when
you went with Kale and who else?
Cayman. Yeah.
Are those guys any good?
Depends on the day.
Kale likes to think he is. Cayman sneaky good.
Cayman is sneaky good. Yeah. Cayman shocked us all.
I had no expectations. Maybe he shocked you.
Who's the best? Josh, you're pretty good. Like, did you outplay him?
The best.
Yeah.
I'm the best. Me and Danny made a good team.
Oh, you guys played teams. Okay.
Yeah. I'm like that.
Yeah. You were doing some scrambles.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, yeah, it's getting warm. It's time to break out the clubs.
Yeah, I'm no longer a wrestler. I'm a golfer now.
Yeah. Does your dad play too?
He used to.
Yeah.
He doesn't play. He played when I went home this summer, and he beat me. So he'll never play again.
He's finishing on top.
Yes, that's exactly. And he'll tell me that too. He's like, "No, you're never going to get the chance again because I ain't never going to play." Okay.
What about your dad? Doesn't play, Danny, does he?
Nah, he's about as mobile as I am.
He does not look like a golfer.
No, he hasn't got the shoulders for it.
No. Or the tactical patience.
Yeah, probably not. Probably swing and miss and break the club.
Oh man, yeah, I can just see it now. He'd make it 3 holes maybe before he breaks his whole set.
I think my dad has to shave his beard.
Why?
Someone made a deal with him about me being an All-American and him shaving it. I think he's got to shave it, but he's gonna look weird without it.
Oh.
Wait. How long has he had that? Has that been forever?
That thing's been growing for a minute.
Dude, no. Wait. When was it? I don't remember if it was last summer or the summer before. He shaved it, and I ran into your dad somewhere.
That was during plebe summer. It was
during plebes. It was during plebe. Yeah, it was during your plebe summer.
Yeah.
And I saw him, And I was like, whose dad are you? You're like, he was like, I'm Mr. Wask. And I was like, oh my God, you are. It's like, I didn't even recognize you without it. That was
he's gonna
fun. I
shave
felt
the
bad. I
beard.
was like, I did not recognize him at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't recognize him now if he
Yeah.
shaved it.
Yeah.
Has he always had a big beard like that forever?
Yeah, I remember the one year I won states in grade school, and I was like, "Yo, if I win states, I get to shave your beard." And then
So he shaved his beard.
yeah, but I think I was in like 3rd or 4th grade. But I think someone made a deal with him, and he was like, "Yo, like I don't care. I just hope he wins."
Yeah. Well, he better stick to his word then. I'll hold him to it.
All right.
But yeah, crazy week, guys. I'm still like, I don't know, like I don't want to go. I'm kind of depressed that the season's over. I'm ready for next year to start. It's kind of like this weird feeling. Like I just want to go.
Yeah.
It did feel like it fucking flew. Like
Yeah.
I was thinking about that on like Wednesday or Thursday or something. I was like, man, it feels like not too long ago. It was like November, and I was getting ready for this.
Yeah,
Now we're here.
Like we had a rough pit duel, but I just like it feels like yesterday we were driving back. Like all I was thinking was like, yo, how are we gonna fix this?
Yeah. I mean, it feels like it was yesterday. And the season will come back. It'll circle back around just as fast as it left, So, but I think Danny, you've kind of alluded to this too. Like, you need to recover. Like, focus on some school. Take care of you a little bit, and same for you, Josh. Find new hobbies.
Yeah.
And graduate. Yeah, gonna be sick.
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready to be done with school.
Couple more weeks. Grad week when is graduation?
Like May 25th or something. I don't know, somewhere around
May
there.
25th.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure either. Was that during the 0 block, right?
Yeah.
May. Let me check the calendar here.
Might be tearing up New York by then.
May 25th is a Sunday.
So it's probably
it's either a Friday or Saturday, right?
I think it's a Friday normally, yeah.
So maybe it's the 23rd.
That sounds right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then our banquet is going to be the 19th, April 19th, which unfortunately is Easter weekend. But that will be good also, banquet stuff. So that'll be open to everybody, all the families, alumni. I'll push out information on that in the weekly email. Sign up for that. I think it's going to be like $50 a head. But all are welcome to that. It kind of stinks it's Easter weekend, but the timing for the banquet is always tough. And that was the only time we could get the space and the caterers to accommodate. So it's going to be like a brunch. It'll be a brunch banquet. It's not going to be an evening banquet.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, we're an hour into this thing. I don't, like I said, I'm like depressed. I don't want the season to end. I don't want to see Josh leave and graduate. I don't, you
got another year with me.
Yeah. And very grateful for that. This weekend was just so, I'll remember this weekend forever. And I hope, and I know, I'm confident that like we're doing the right things. The team's doing the right things. Danny, you're gonna be the example next year. Like you won't be a senior, you won't be the captain, but you will be the example, and you won't be Josh Koderhandt, but you'll find a way to be Danny Wask and lead by example and rub off on some guys. I hope that makes sense. We're all developing our leadership styles. And you take a little bits and pieces from everybody and everybody you look up to or whatever, and make it your own. And there's no perfect mold. It's just perfect for you and who you are. So I'm confident that you will turn into that person that you're trying to be. And it's gonna be huge. But that's all I got, guys. Any closing thoughts, remarks, sign-offs?
Yeah, I'm better at football than Josh is.
Our record clearly shows that that's not true.
I'm 2-1.
It's 1-1. It's 1-1.
No.
Yeah.
That was on. No.
Yeah.
That was the 2 days. But you didn't take into account the 3 games that we played before that.
What do you mean?
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't. All I can recall is you claiming I cheated. Then you had your revenge game, and then I showed up and played by the rules and beat you up.
We played football more than 3 times over break.
That's what it was. I wasn't allowed yet, and then the day I came back, I smoked you.
Maybe
I also think I'm not picking sides here, but the time that you won, Josh, you had all the big people.
All right, I'm fucking signing off. This is bullshit. This is a fucking kangaroo court. I'm leaving.
All right. I'll see y'all later.
All right. I'll see you, Peyton. Thanks.
Yeah, man.